Hi everyone, it's Gina. Welcome to my channel and happy December. We are now officially in December and all of our minds are turning to Christmas, if it hasn't already. Now our project today is, I feel, for anybody. Everybody. Anybody who wants to do something personalized but maybe doesn't feel like they're a particularly big crafter or definitely don't consider themselves an artist, but still would like to have something personal that they can add to their gift. And I think this video will be right up your alley because I'm going to show you how to make a few tags for your gifts that can be personalized but takes very minimal skill. They're really sketchy. They don't have to be perfect. And that's kind of the beauty of these. That's what makes them so cute, at least to me. And hopefully you will agree. So what I have here, I have some cardstock, which I have cut into little tags, and they are 2 inches by 3 inches. You can make them whatever size you want. And this cardstock actually happens to be textured on the back, but to save the nib on my pens, which I'll be using, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and do my drawings on the smooth side. So I'm going to take these and move them off to the side, and we'll do a few of these today. I want to give you a few ideas of some different tags that you should be able to do. And remember that doesn't mean you have to do it with the first try. Get a piece of regular paper out and just practice and you'll have it in no time. The other thing I have nearby are some pens, and the pens are of various size nibs. So I have a 2, a 4, a 6, and an 8. And I do have a couple of small like micron pens, which is a 01 and a 005 nib, just in case I need to do some real very fine lines. I'm going to grab a pen. Maybe I'll try number 4. We'll see how that works out. Now this one I thought we would do a Christmas tree. Remember, these are just sketchy kind of doodles. So all I'm going to do is just let my hand kind of be spastic. It's just going to kind of radically draw lines and sometimes kind of squiggles, and I'm going to try to keep it in the tree shape, but in the end what will come across is the shape of a tree. Now since this is a tag, for spatial purposes you may want to go ahead and, if you want to pop a hole in it, if you're going to be using string to tie it, then you might want to do that in the beginning just to make sure that proportion-wise you have room for your hole. You could always use double-sided tape and stick them down. So you don't have to have a hole, but we'll just go ahead and pop one in. Now, we have our number 4 pen, and I'm going to start by deciding where the top is. So if you want to add a star, you need to leave space for that. Then I just do a line down and a line down. So that's basically the top of my tree. And from here, honestly, I'm just going to squiggle and just draw sporadic lines. My hand is just really kind of being spastic and just making random scribbles, but still trying to keep in the shape of the triangle, which is the tree. It's just being totally random. Squiggles, and you can kind of decide where you want to stop, and when you get to the bottom you just do the same thing, just squiggle, and there you go. And then we have place for a trunk, so I can draw an imaginary line from the middle and I can just put my trunk there. You can draw lines to signify the wood on the trunk, and there you go. You can keep adding. If you see some areas are really blank, you can just add even dots. Now if you want to add a star, you can do that. You can add a little star on top. There you go. Remember, these are just squiggly drawings. They don't have to be perfect. Part of the charm is the irregularness of them. So you're not looking for perfection, which makes it the perfect project in my view. Anytime I don't have to try to be perfect, that's just a blessing for all of us. Okay, So there you go. You can leave your little tree like that, or you can keep decorating. Maybe you want to add some garland. Okay. Add a couple little lines. Maybe you want to make some surface for it to sit on. And you can just keep decorating as long as you want. And you can add color. You can get markers, color pencils, do a little bit of shading here and there, you know, just to give the illusion of green. You don't even have to color the whole thing, right? Then it's a Christmas tree. Now you can make it outside. If you want to have it be outside, you can add maybe some stars in the back or snow. Here's one I did. That's very similar. This has the garland, and for lights, all I did was add little circles right along each side of the line of the garland. So they aren't connected, but it gives the illusion that there's lights. And then I just took my pen and made snow. Or if you don't like the snow, you can leave it as is. So there's a super easy tag that's a Christmas tree. Let's move on. With our hole. Now for the next one, I'm going to make a sprig of holly. And this is just wacky, wacky holly. I think I'll have 3 leaves that go this way, and this way. And here's how I do. I pick where the center is going to be. And I go 1, 2, 3, then 2, 3, 4, or 3. But see how it's kind of wacky looking? You could do 3 to make it match this side. Or you could just kind of let your hand do what it wants to do, which is what happens with mine. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. There you go. It's that way, and we'll put one more this way. Okay. There we are. So there are my leaves, and then I'll add berries. If you want to have room to write a little message on the front, you can. So that you could leave it like this, so you can maybe write Merry Christmas, you know, Holly Jolly, or, you know, if you want to put a little saying there, you're welcome to. So for now, we can leave it like this. To give it a little more pizzazz, here's something really simple you can do. I just draw a straight line down the middle and do line shading on one side. And all that is just drawing lines. See? We'll do that on each one. Isn't that cute? Got a little wide, I can thin out my lines. You could do line shading on the other side, but for some reason I just really like this look, leaving one side plain and then one side with lines. Now, you can add color as well. I think on this I'm going to use markers. A dark green and a light green. I'll do red for the berry. For the light green, I'm going to go on the plain side. Okay. This side is the brush side, which comes in handy because I can cover a lot of space quickly. Okay. Now, you can leave it like that. You can take it a step further. I'm going to take my darker shade and I want to go over the side that I've already line shaded. This looks a little bit blue-green. I was hoping it was more of a dark green. Okay, that's fine. We'll use this. So you can see I didn't worry about coloring in every little bit. There's a little bit of white showing. Again, that adds to the whole aesthetic of what we're trying to accomplish. Just a kind of a scribbled, playful look. I think we've achieved that. We can add a little bit of red for our berries. Now for this one, let's see. I'm not a very good writer. If it's going to a family or friend, you know, it's just a personalized tag. It doesn't have to be perfect, so don't stress. If your handwriting's bad, who cares? because what matters to most people is that they have something from you. With that in mind, just do your best. Oops, first you need a pen that writes. Hold on. Okay. Merry Christmas. And there you go. Quick and easy tag number 2. Let's keep going. All right, let's prep our third one for a hole. Now for this one, I want to make a wreath, a pine wreath. And it can be a little difficult to maintain a circular or wreath shape. So if you want a guide, use something circular that you can give yourself something to base your wreath from. Now I'm going to take this, figure out where I want it, and just going to draw a circle. I'm going to show you a quick way, an easy way to make a wreath. Now, I think I'll move up and use a size 6 nib. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the base of this frame, but I'm going to draw out first the sticks or the branch. And I'm going to start at the top and just go out. Then I'm going to come down, and where the circle meets that line, I'm going to draw another line out, then another line out, another line out. And I'm going to keep going around like this until I get to the top and it's covered. Now that's a bunch of lines. The ones I've been doing have not had that many, but if you really want to maintain your circular shape and you're worried about that, then this is a great place to start. Once you get used to it, you won't have to do that. You can just draw lines and then you can, you know, manipulate the shape of the circle as you work. So from here, I'm going to switch my nib. I think I'm going to go to the 2. And I'm going to start drawing my pine needles. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the inside first. And let me show you what I mean. Make sure you can see. I'm going to start at the top, at the very base of the first one, and just start drawing pine needles. And that's all I'm doing, is drawing just a bunch of little lines. I'm going to turn and start at the base of the next one. Draw lines, and I'm going to keep doing that all the way around. So when you're done, you can see that you still have your circular shape in the middle. And you can kind of look when you're finished and see if there's any bare spots, any place that you'd like to fill in, and it's a little bit kind of light on the needles over here. So I'm going to fill in like that. Okay. Now I'm going to do the outside. And I'm going to do the same thing, except this time I'm going to go all the way down and then back up to complete the bottom portion. It's good to give a little flair and maybe have kind of a wild one every now and then that just kind of peeks out and doesn't quite conform. And if you want it nice and thick, you can go over it a few times and make it kind of shaggy looking. But you'll do the same thing all the way around. And there you go. It looks like I have more lines on this side, which I think I do. Like I said, normally I use anywhere from 5 to 7 lines, and this one had a lot more than what I tended to do. This is kind of how it normally looks, but since it's heavy over here, I feel like I need to add at least like one more over here. So I'm just going to come back to where my circle would be and add another line. Actually, I need to do that with my larger nib. There we go. Okay, there we go. So you can make it fuller, you can keep adding lines, or keep it simple. But that's a really easy way to do a wreath. Now you can also add color to this if you like. And all you do is just fill in. You don't have to go down every little needle. But if you like the black and white, you can certainly leave it. Cute, cute, cute. Easy tag number 3. All right, let's see what else we can do. How about some mistletoe? Mistletoe sounds hard, but the way I'm doing it is totally not. Mistletoe is usually hung upside down, so we'll have our stem at the top. Okay, there's our stem, and we'll need to draw like almost some viney little offshoots. So it goes down, and then it comes out this way, maybe there, 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 and then it might come down this way, and come down, come up. Okay, doesn't look like much right now, right? But from here, we're just going to draw a bunch of ovals, and that'll be the leaves. And so I'm going to take my branch, and I'm just going to draw basically ovals or circles. They're really loose, they're not symmetrical. Okay, and then you can have a couple just on the base stem. Now it's easier for me to draw it upside down like this because it's hanging, and so I want my ovals or my leaves to be going in that direction. That's why I've got it upside down, but you do whatever feels best for you and gives you the end result that you like. Maybe we want to hang down a little bit further so we can do maybe an offshoot where you can see. And maybe we'll come down a little bit more that way. There we go, and I'm going to add just a makeshift little bow at the top. I just make an oval on each side, come down and back. There you go. Then have a little bit of tail coming down. Okay, the shading. Now, to give it a little bit more fullness, it's just adding dots. It's not snow. I don't know what it is. Pollen? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but I thought it just helped to fill out the image. Just so it wasn't so minimal. Now you could also go through and cut your leaves in half with a line and then add a little bit of shading. That would definitely give it a little bit of pizzazz as well. Add a little bit more shading to my bow. Okay. All right, do we want to add color to this one as well? We might as well. You can add a little bit. Again, you don't have to worry about coloring in the whole leaf. It can have some white spaces showing. Here, I do like to finish off with one at the end. And it is a little bare right here, so I'm going to put a little leaf there and maybe one there. Is that truly how it looks? I doubt it. But if you looked at it, I think you get the idea of what it is. It's hanging upside down. It's got a bunch of little leaves. Yeah, I think mistletoe. Okay. All right. Quick and easy. Tag number 4. Let's do one more. This one is maybe a little more complicated, but again, not looking for perfection, so that takes a lot of the pressure off. I'm going to start with the bottom. And kind of a nice big base. I'll come in with a middle part, this tummy, and then I'm just going to do a hat. Oops, let me move over for you. I'll do the back of his head. And then I'll do the front. Well, it's actually the side because I'm going to do his nose like this. So you can tell he's not facing toward us. Just kind of, you know, fix my sketch a little bit. There. Now I will color in his hat. Draw a couple of lines on his nose for a carrot. Now his arms, let's see, this one, he's going to kind of be going off this way. And this side we can kind of barely see. Now, we can have a little snowdrift. He's sitting on a hill. And you can even give him a little scarf around his little chubby head. Decorate a scarf a little bit. Some lines, some little V's. Fringe at the bottom. We can even give some little marks from the snow in here. Take my pen on the side and I can kind of shade a little bit. So this one is about to run out, I think. Just to kind of give a little bit of sheen from the snow. Now he's looking at maybe a star. So maybe he's, there we go. Looking at a star, and then you can just add other stars. Oops, forgot over here. There you go, because if he's outside, there'll be stars all the way down to the horizon or the ground. So if you were to come over here and draw other hills, maybe add a little trees, then your stars would stop at that horizon. Maybe instead of coloring in an ink, you want to take a colored pencil or an ink pen and really decorate his scarf. Color in the hat, maybe add some orange for the nose, which we can do. That's almost kind of cute like that, right? Like those black and white pictures that maybe focus on one item and have it in color. You could do the black and white sketch and just color in his little orange nose. But let's take it a step further. We'll do his hat. All right. How about a blue scarf? Let's do these. There's a darker blue. I think I'll use the hard nib for that. So there he is. There's a little more to this one. I think the other ones were a lot easier. But again, just a little sketchy, personalized tag. And that is cute, easy tag number 5. So let's take a look at what we've done. And I'm looking, and a lot of the colors on these are a lot bolder than my Christmas tree. And we all know Christmas trees can have a lot of color. So let me do a little bit more on this one, just for fun. I'll take my colored pencil and just color a little bit darker. It was cute as it was. There's nothing wrong with it, but Christmas trees can be bright and sparkly, and so it felt like a little bit of a disservice not to put a little more attention into my tree. Now we can go with the brown, maybe, do our trunk. Okay. Now we can take the markers if we want to add lights. So let's start with this one, and all I'm doing is just adding dots. Just right around the edge. My yellow didn't show up very well, so let's see. Let's do purple. There's not much room left on our star, but there's just a little bit of blank spot right here. And I don't know if that's enough for the yellow to show through or not. There we go. That gave it a little something extra. So we can leave them as it is, or we can maybe ink around the edges. I like to do that simply because it gives it a finished look. Now, not only can you ink, but you can do other things. Maybe you don't have different colored inks. That's fine. You can make a nice little border with your pen just by drawing a little line all the way around the edge. Maybe we'll do that on the Christmas tree. As you can see, I'm not connecting them because it can be hard to keep a steady line all the way down, so I'm just kind of breaking it up. You can connect the lines if you want to. And maybe you could put little balls in the center to connect them, or whatever you like. See, that really gives it a nice finished look. But if you have inks, you may want to finish it off by inking around the edges. You can pick from the colors that are in there. This one, I've got some Rustic Wilderness. Let's see what that looks like. Just around the edges. There we go. Now, on the back, you can write to and from and put a little ribbon in there and tie it to your present. Won't that look so cute? Maybe even use the green on this one. And if you don't like your handwriting, you know, you don't have to write anything. Maybe you have some small stamps with a Christmas message, and maybe you just want to stamp on it, or you don't maybe have to do anything at all. Just let that be a pretty little tag. You don't have to put anything else on it if you don't want to. One of the colors I love is this aged mahogany. It really is, oops, it really is one of my favorite colors of all of the oxides. And I think it didn't have any red in this one, but maybe it'll give it a little bit of a oomph. You know, maybe add a new color into our tag. It'll help set off our drawing. You can always use just black ink. Doesn't have to be anything super fancy, but even the black ink will help give it a finished look. There you are, 5 examples of some really cute, doodly, quick, easy, fun Christmas tags that you can make to add to your presents as special little gifts for your friends and family. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you try these and let me know how they work out. I'd love to see pictures. So many times I get comments that you guys can't wait to try it and you made them and they're great, but I never get to see what they look like. I would love to see your makes. So please, if you post them or just, you can send them to me in email. My email address is in the description box below. You can take a picture and email it to me. Or if you post to social media, just do your hashtag, The Artful Addict, and I should be able to see it. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!